make a video here. I'm underneath the bus, and as you can see, the flywheel housing is no longer on the engine. So, turned out that my oil pressure sender, which is right here, I don't know why we're not focusing on it. There we go, look at that. It's amazing what it'll do. Alright, that's the oil pressure sender there, and that's the top of the block. Right there. So, apparently the oil pressure sender's been what's been leaking so much. I wouldn't doubt that my rear main seal here is also a culprit, but that'll get changed. I tightened up that right there, so we'll see how that does. Another thing too, there's our broken bolt hole. I drilled a hole in it, and what you see in it now is what's left of that, which is an easy out, or was an easy out. That bolt's so damn tough, I broke an easy out. So, and my third dilemma right now is, if you notice, right here and here, that's a dowel pin hole that centers the flywheel housing on. And I just had the dowel pin, and I'm not sure what I did with it, which that could be really bad because I don't need to lose it. Anyway, yeah, I must have set it out. Anyway, the dowel pin is what... There's the dowel pin right there. Right there on that cinder block. Right there. Yeah. Alright, let me pick it up so you can see it. So this is... That's the dowel pin. And it's got a blunt edge. And a round edge. And you're supposed to take it. It was in this hole right here. You're supposed to take it and hammer it in, and it actually keeps everything from moving. And there's supposed to be two of them. Well, the one that goes in, that went in that hole right there, is missing. So I think that's part of that's definitely part of the cause. What happened was that dowel pin was either left out when they put this motor in the bus, when they replaced the original 6.9 with this 7.3. Or the dowel pin fell out. I'd be willing to bet money that they just didn't put it in. But I could be wrong. But anyway, so the dowel pin was missing, so it allowed over here to, vibrate, which vibrated the bolts loose, which that explains why that bolt's broken. I'm surprised that bolt down there was intact, because this bolt was intact, and that bolt was intact, right there. And all the other ones were broken. So, like I said, it's amazing that dowel pin, the absence of that dowel pin, kept everything okay. Let's stick that dowel pin up here. Yeah, there's the underside of the dash. We're looking up from where the auxiliary shifter would be looking up from. There's the pedals and plethora of wiring. I've never seen the wiring from this angle before, so that's kind of cool. Underside of the dash. But anyway, so yeah, so I gotta figure out a way to get that damn bolt out. Or another thing too is you 7.3 and 6.9 truck and bus owners, if you've ever had a similar problem like this and were able to run it successfully, missing one of those bolts, if it was, if it worked good or if it didn't work good, I'd definitely like to know, because I'd be running with 5 bolts instead of 6. But I would certainly rather have 6 bolts in the block. But I don't know. And I've noticed too that it looks like from that bolt there to this bolt is longer than from this bolt to this bolt. So that's an interesting predicament there, or that could be. So anyway, but once again, my oil pressure sender was filthy dirty. Let me zoom in on it again, or focus on it. There we go. And it's brass fittings, and I was able to tighten it up, and it looked like it was coming out from right here. So we'll see. But anyway, so that's where we stand right now. I'm hoping that we can get that damn bolt out, because I wanted to have this thing on the road tomorrow, and that's obviously out of the question. So, one freaking screw crippling us all. And a dowel pin, too, because I gotta have that dowel pin. So, anyhow, but I actually have the part number for the dowel pin. It was off of uhaultruckparts.com. uhaultruckparts.com, since they're 88 to 89 S1600 internationals and their 90, 91 international 4700s, or 4600s actually, were the same. They were exactly the same chassis as the bus, except they had hydraulic brakes, but driveline was almost completely similar. It's the same engine. There's the flywheel housing, the same flywheel housing for the manual transmissions. So a lot of the engine parts are out there. So apparently that flywheel housing is a salvage part. They don't make that anymore, which is kind of funny. But you can still get the dowel pins. They're like $1.70 a piece, I believe. Something like that, as I recall. So got to get new dowel pins. And I was also worried, you know, the tack sender for this bus happens to be in the side of the flywheel housing. It's on the other side, so you can't see it where in that picture. And I was going to take it off and let it dangle, but there's the plug for it. I ended up just leaving it in the flywheel housing. I was like, the hell with it. That'll be easier to get it in and out. So that's what I got to figure out now. I was able to drill through those holes, or that bolt there, no problems. But now that stinking easy out is broken, so that makes things difficult. So we'll have to see what else to do. We may get the welder out here and weld like a bolt or something onto it. I don't think so. I don't know how we'd get a bolt in there. So, but that's where everything stands right now. Thanks again for watching.